A college is an educational institution that provides post-secondary education, often specializing in undergraduate programs leading to bachelor's degrees. It can also be a constituent part of a university or an institution offering vocational training. A college, Latin, collegium, may be a tertiary educational institution, sometimes awarding degrees, part of a collegiate university, an institution offering vocational education, a further education institution, or a secondary school. In most of the world, a college may be a high school or secondary school, a college of further education, a training institution that awards trade qualifications, a higher education provider that does not have university status, often without its own degree awarding powers, or a constituent part of a university. In the United States, a college may offer undergraduate programs, either as an independent institution or as the undergraduate program of a university, or it may be a residential college of a university or a community college, referring to, primarily public, higher education institutions that aim to provide affordable and accessible education, usually limited to 2-year associate degrees. The word college is generally also used as a synonym for a university in the U.S. and as used in phrases such as college students and going to college. It is understood to mean any degree-granting institution, whether denominated a school, an institute, a college, or a university. Colleges in countries such as France, Belgium, and Switzerland provide secondary education. Within higher education, the term can be used to refer to a constituent part of a collegiate university, for example King's College, Cambridge, or of a federal university, for example King's College London. A liberal arts college, an independent institution of higher education focusing on undergraduate education, such as Williams College or Amherst College. A liberal arts division of a university whose undergraduate program does not otherwise follow a liberal arts model, such as the UNPI College at Peking University. An institute providing specialized training, such as a college of further education, for example Belfast Metropolitan College, a teacher training college, or an art college. A Catholic higher education institute which includes universities, colleges, and other institutions of higher education privately run by the Catholic Church, typically by religious institutes. Those tied to the Holy See are specifically called pontifical universities. In the United States, college is sometimes but rarely a synonym for a research university, such as Dartmouth College, one of the 8 universities in the Ivy League. In the United States, the undergraduate college of a university which also confers graduate degrees, such as Yale College, the undergraduate college within Yale University. A sixth form college or college of further education is an educational institution in England, Wales, Northern Ireland, Belize, the Caribbean, Malta, Norway, Brunei, and Southern Africa, among others, where students aged 16 to 19 typically study for advanced school-level qualifications, such as A-levels, BTEC, HND, or its equivalent, and the International Baccalaureate Diploma, or school-level qualifications such as GCSEs. In Singapore and India, this is known as a junior college. The municipal government of the city of Paris uses the phrase sixth form college as the English name for a lycée. Secondary education. In some national education systems, secondary schools may be called colleges or have college as part of their title. In Australia, the term college is applied to any private or independent, non-government, primary and, especially, secondary school as distinct from a state school. Melbourne Grammar School, Cranbrook School, Sydney, and the King's School, Parramatta are considered colleges. There has also been a recent trend to rename or create government secondary schools as colleges. In the state of Victoria, some state high schools are referred to as secondary colleges, although the preeminent government secondary school for boys in Melbourne is still named Melbourne High School. In Western Australia, South Australia, and the Northern Territory, college is used in the name of all state high schools built since the late 1990s, and also some older ones. In New South Wales, some high schools, especially multi-campus schools resulting from mergers, are known as secondary colleges. In Queensland, some newer schools which accept primary and high school students are styled state college, but state schools offering only secondary education are called state high school. In Tasmania and the Australian Capital Territory, college refers to the final 2 years of high school, years 11 and 12, and the institutions which provide this. In this context, college is a system independent of the other years of high school. Here, the expression is a shorter version of matriculation college. In a number of Canadian cities, many government-run secondary schools are called collegiates or collegiate institutes, CI, a complicated form of the word college which avoids the usual post-secondary connotation. This is because these secondary schools have traditionally focused on academic, rather than vocational, subjects and ability levels. For example, collegiates offered Latin while vocational schools offered technical courses. Some private secondary schools, such as Upper Canada College, Vancouver College, choose to use the word college in their names nevertheless. Some secondary schools elsewhere in the country, particularly ones within the separate school system, may also use the word college or collegiate in their names. In New Zealand, the word college normally refers to a secondary school for ages 13 to 17, and college appears as part of the name especially of private or integrated schools. Colleges most frequently appear in the North Island, whereas high schools are more common in the South Island. In the Netherlands, college is equivalent to HBO, higher professional education. It is oriented towards professional training with a clear occupational outlook, unlike universities which are scientifically oriented. In South Africa, some secondary schools, especially private schools on the English public school model, have college in their title, including 6 of South Africa's elite 7 high schools. A typical example of this category would be St. John's College. Private schools that specialize in improving children's marks through intensive focus on examination needs are informally called cram colleges. In Sri Lanka, the word college, known as Vidyalaya in Sinhala, normally refers to a secondary school, which usually signifies above the 5th standard. During the British colonial period, a limited number of exclusive secondary schools were established based on English public school model: Royal College Colombo, St. Thomas's College, Mount Lavinia, Trinity College, Kandy. These, along with several Catholic schools, St. Joseph's College, Colombo, St. Anthony's College, traditionally carry their name as colleges. Following the start of free education in 1931, large group of central colleges were established to educate the rural masses. Since Sri Lanka gained independence in 1948, many schools that have been established have been named as college. As well as an educational institution, the term, in accordance with its etymology, may also refer to any formal group of colleagues set up under statute or regulation, often under a royal charter. Examples include an electoral college, the College of Arms, a College of Canons, and the College of Cardinals. Other collegiate bodies include professional associations, particularly in medicine and allied professions. In the UK, these include the Royal College of Nursing and the Royal College of Physicians. Examples in the United States include the American College of Physicians, the American College of Surgeons, and the American College of Dentists. An example in Australia is the Royal Australian College of General Practitioners. In Canadian English, the term college usually refers to a trades school, applied arts/science/technology/business/health school or community college. These are post-secondary institutions granting certificates, diplomas, associate degrees and, in some cases, bachelor's degrees. The French acronym specific to public institutions within Quebec's particular system of pre-university and technical education is CEGEP, Collège d'enseignement général et professionnel, College of General and Professional Education. They are collegiate-level institutions that a student typically enrolls in if they wish to continue on to university in the Quebec education system or to learn a trade. In Ontario and Alberta, there are also institutions that are designated university colleges, which only grant undergraduate degrees. This is to differentiate between universities, which have both undergraduate and graduate programs, and those that do not. In Canada, there is a strong distinction between college and university. In conversation, one specifically would say either they are going to university, i.e., studying for a 3 or 4-year degree at a university, or they are going to college, i.e., studying at a technical/career training. Usage in a university setting. The term college also applies to distinct entities that formally act as an affiliated institution of the university, formally referred to as federated college, or affiliated colleges. A university may also formally include several constituent colleges, forming a collegiate university. Examples of collegiate universities in Canada include Trent University, and the University of Toronto. These types of institutions act independently, maintaining their own endowments and properties. However, they remain either affiliated or federated with the overarching university, with the overarching university being the institution that formally grants the degrees. For example, Trinity College was once an independent institution, but later became federated with the University of Toronto. Several centralized universities in Canada have mimicked the collegiate university model, although constituent colleges in a centralized university remains under the authority of the central administration. Centralized universities that have adopted the collegiate model to a degree includes the University of British Columbia, with Green College and St. John's College, and the Memorial University of Newfoundland, with Sir Wilfrid Grenfell College. Occasionally, college refers to a subject-specific faculty within a university that, while distinct, are neither federated nor affiliated: College of Education, College of Medicine, College of Dentistry, College of Biological Science, among others. The Royal Military College of Canada is a military college which trains officers for the Canadian Armed Forces. The institution is a full-fledged university, with the authority to issue graduate degrees, although it continues to word the term college in its name. The institution's sister schools, Royal Military College St. Jean, also uses the term college in its name, although its academic offering is akin to a cégep institution in Quebec. A number of post-secondary art schools in Canada formerly used the word college in their names, despite formally being universities. However, most of these institutions were renamed, or rebranded in the early 21st century, omitting the word college from its name. Usage in secondary education. The word college continues to be used in the names public separate secondary schools in Ontario. A number of independent schools across Canada also use the word college in its name. Public secular school boards in Ontario also refer to their secondary schools as collegiate institutes. However, usage of the word collegiate institute varies between school boards. Collegiate Institute is the predominant name for secondary schools in Lakehead District School Board and Toronto District School Board, although most school boards in Ontario use Collegiate Institute alongside high school and secondary school in the names of their institutions. Similarly, secondary schools in Regina and Saskatoon are referred to as collegiate. Officially, since 2009, the Pontifical Catholic University of Chile incorporated the term college as the name of a tertiary education program as a bachelor's degree. The program features a Bachelor of Natural Sciences and Mathematics, a Bachelor of Social Science, and a Bachelor of Arts and Humanities. It has the same system as the American universities, it combines majors and minors, and finally, it let the students continue a higher degree in the same university once the program is completed. But in Chile, the term college is not usually used for tertiary education, but is used mainly in the name of some private bilingual schools, corresponding to levels 0, 1, and 2 of the IS 2011. Some examples are the Santiago College, St. George's College, among others. In the United States, there were 5,916 post-secondary institutions, universities and colleges, as of 2020-21, having peaked at 7,253 in 2012-13 and fallen every year since. A college in the U.S. can refer to a constituent part of a university, which can be a residential college, the subdivision of the university offering undergraduate courses, or a school of the university offering particular specialized courses, an independent institution offering bachelor's level courses, or an institution offering instruction in a particular professional, technical or vocational field. In popular usage, the word college is the generic term for any post-secondary undergraduate education. Americans go to college after high school, regardless of whether the specific institution is formally a college or a university. Some students choose to dual enroll, by taking college classes while still in high school. The word and its derivatives are the standard terms used to describe the institutions and experiences associated with American post-secondary undergraduate education. Students must pay for college before taking classes. Some borrow the money via loans, and some students fund their educations with cash, scholarships, grants, or some combination of these payment methods. In 2011, the state or federal government subsidized $8,000 to $100,000 for each undergraduate degree. For state-owned schools, called public universities, the subsidy was given to the college, with the student benefiting from lower tuition. The state subsidized on average 50% of public university tuition. Colleges vary in terms of size, degree, and length of stay. Two-year colleges, also known as junior or community colleges, usually offer an associate degree, and four-year colleges usually offer a bachelor's degree. Often, these are entirely undergraduate institutions, although some have graduate school programs. Four-year institutions in the U.S. that emphasize a liberal arts curriculum are known as liberal arts colleges. Until the 20th century, liberal arts, law, medicine, theology, and divinity were about the only form of higher education available in the United States. These schools have traditionally emphasized instruction at the undergraduate level, although advanced research may still occur at these institutions. While there is no national standard in the United States, the term university primarily designates institutions that provide undergraduate and graduate education. A university typically has as its core and its largest internal division an undergraduate college teaching a liberal arts curriculum, also culminating in a bachelor's degree. What often distinguishes a university is having, in addition, one or more graduate schools engaged in both teaching graduate classes and in research. Often these would be called a school of law or school of medicine, but may also be called a college of law, or a faculty of law. An exception is Vincennes University, Indiana, which is styled and chartered as a university even though almost all of its academic programs lead only to two-year associate degrees. Some institutions, such as Dartmouth College and the College of William and Mary, have retained the term college in their names for historical reasons. In one unique case, Boston College and Boston University, the former located in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts and the latter located in Boston, Massachusetts, are completely separate institutions. Usage of the terms varies among the states. In 1996, for example, Georgia changed all of its four-year institutions previously designated as colleges to universities, and all of its vocational technology schools to technical colleges. The terms university and college do not exhaust all possible titles for an American institution of higher education. Other options include institute, Worcester Polytechnic Institute and Massachusetts Institute of Technology, academy, United States Military Academy, Union, Cooper Union, Conservatory, New England Conservatory, and school, Juilliard School. In colloquial use, the institutions are still referred to as college when referring to undergraduate studies. The term college is also, as in the United Kingdom, used for a constituent semi-autonomous part of a larger university but generally organized on academic rather than residential lines. For example, at many institutions, the undergraduate portion of the university can be briefly referred to as the college, such as the College of the University of Chicago, Harvard College at Harvard, or Columbia College at Columbia, while at others, such as the University of California, Berkeley, colleges are collections of academic programs and other units that share some common characteristics, mission, or disciplinary focus. the College of Engineering, the College of Nursing, and so forth. There exist other variants for historical reasons, including some uses that exist because of mergers and acquisitions. For example, Duke University, which was called Trinity College until the 1920s, still calls its main undergraduate subdivision Trinity College of Arts and Sciences. Residential colleges. Some American universities, such as Princeton, Rice, and Yale, have established residential colleges, sometimes, as at Harvard, the first to establish such a system in the 1930s, known as houses, along the lines of Oxford or Cambridge. Unlike the Oxbridge colleges, but similarly to Durham, these residential colleges are not autonomous legal entities, nor are they typically much involved in education itself, being primarily concerned with room, board, and social life. At the University of Michigan, University of California, San Diego, and the University of California, Santa Cruz, each residential college teaches its own core writing courses and has its own distinctive set of graduation requirements. Many American universities have placed increased emphasis on their residential colleges in recent years. This is exemplified by the creation of new colleges at Ivy League schools such as Yale University and Princeton University, and efforts to strengthen the contribution of the residential colleges to student education, including through a 2016 task force at Princeton on residential colleges. Origin of the American usage. The founders of the first institutions of higher education in the United States were graduates of the University of Oxford and the University of Cambridge. The small institutions they founded would not have seemed to them like universities. They were tiny and did not offer the higher degrees in medicine and theology. Furthermore, they were not composed of several small colleges. Instead, the new institutions felt like the Oxford and Cambridge colleges they were used to: small communities, housing and feeding their students, with instruction from residential tutors, as in the United Kingdom, described above. When the first students graduated, these colleges assumed the right to confer degrees upon them, usually with authority. For example, the College of William and Mary has a royal charter from the British monarchy allowing it to confer degrees, while Dartmouth College has a charter permitting it to award degrees, as are usually granted in either of the universities, or any other college in our realm of Great Britain. The leaders of Harvard College, which granted America's first degrees in 1642, might have thought of their college as the first of many residential colleges that would grow up into a new Cambridge University. However, over time, few new colleges were founded there, and Harvard grew and added higher faculties. Eventually, it changed its title to university, but the term college had stuck and colleges have arisen across the United States. In American English, the word college not only embodies a particular type of school, but has historically been used to refer to the general concept of undergraduate education when it is not necessary to specify a school, as in going to college or college savings accounts offered by banks. In a survey of more than 2,000 college students in 33 states and 156 different campuses, the U.S. Public Interest Research Group found the average student spends as much as $1,200 each year on textbooks and supplies alone. By comparison, the group says that's the equivalent of 39% of tuition and fees at a community college, and 14% of tuition and fees at a four-year public university. Morrill Land Grant Act. In addition to private colleges and universities, the U.S. also has a system of government-funded, public universities. Many were founded under the Morrill Land Grant Colleges Act of 1862. A movement had arisen to bring a form of more practical higher education to the masses, as many politicians and educators wanted to make it possible for all young Americans to receive some sort of advanced education. The Morrill Act made it possible for the new Western states to establish colleges for the citizens. Its goal was to make higher education more easily accessible to the citizenry of the country, specifically to improve agricultural systems by providing training and scholarship in the production and sales of agricultural products, and to provide formal education in agriculture, home economics, mechanical arts, and other professions that seemed practical at the time. The act was eventually extended to allow all states that had remained with the Union during the American Civil War, and eventually all states, to establish such institutions. Most of the colleges established under the Morrill Act have since become full universities, and some are among the elite of the world. Benefits of college. Selection of a 4-year college as compared to a 2-year junior college, even by marginal students such as those with a C+ grade average in high school and SAT scores in the mid-800s, increases the probability of graduation and confers substantial economic and social benefits. Thank you for watching this video.